We dey continue the breakfast show, and we can look at another issue we get for do with the National Secretary General of the All People's Congress APC Party, Lansana Doumbouya, will be appear yesterday in a court for the second time on 3-count charge that we get for do with incitement and safe. Other one that we get for do with public order. But the magistrates not be able to continue with the hearing yesterday, and they not been given bail. Lawyer Lansana Doumbouya still there at the Pademba Road Male Correctional Center.
All right. Well, in case you get any question for us or comments for make regarding the topic that we will look at inside this edition of the breakfast show, feel free for drop on the comment section at different platforms that you watching this morning. We tell us say na the program this morning we also go for can talk to campaign for good governance. Also we go for can talk but then question when they ask the campaign when they launch when who will be the next president. We they come to that later. But let we just come to we other studio guest when Charlie Isgel Williams. They are this morning a private legal practitioner. We they can talk about the procedures them around the matter we get for do with the All People's Congress APC Party then Secretary General. A lot of talks don't they come up from where the PPRC be find the party, the CID be invite the Secretary General on the same issue. A lot of people are they get in perspective. Now one can hear it from somebody who gets a legal background for can explain about procedures when it comes to handling issues of that kind of nature. Yeah. Good morning once more, Charlie, and welcome again to the breakfast show.
Thank you so much.
I guess you said don't follow the discussions them around this whole procedural issues. People don't say, oh, it's a double jeopardy. He wasn't supposed to be punished twice for a crime where he commit once. And all of them conversations and they go on from where he go make them statements they on the 30th of January in the Mammoth Garden. From a legal perspective, firstly, just tell we the whole matter. The CID invites this individual just after we been see the PPRC they find the party for a statement same way it been make during this gathering, and for that same crime day the CID again invite now the matter then a court and all of waiting don't they happen. So your own perspective, how you go describe them?
Okay, thank you. I think firstly we need to establish say once a matter don't get to court for investigation, you should cease from talking about the matter itself. That actually also not preclude a discussion around other issues we not directly relate to the matter itself. With regards to the law where we use for talk about cyber bullying or incitement or stalking, all of those things, I think so we don't talk a lot about the Cybercrime Act. Meeting say for Lewi democracy go tinap tranga and also ensure say people can get political rights. That law they suppose for they operate in this we current democracy. That is my view. Anybody can challenge them and say what you think. But we don't want a situation like Uganda where they get a law we say annoying the president. In Uganda, there is a law called annoying the president, an offense. And you begin to wonder, what does that mean? Annoying the president is so wide, it's so vague, that you do wonder, what thing go annoy the president? So, in Sierra Leone, we also for ensure say, political or politicians, then get the freedom for make political statement. So as I say, I'm not going to talk about this case. I just want to talk around it. I think say the tension up in this case when we see now this issue of bail. So I want to talk about bail. You know, me on understanding of what in bail be. Now, the court want assurance, or the police, like if the police they investigate a matter, they want assurance say the investigation no go well, it no go stall if the person wey they investigate not available. So that's one reason we can make them seize bail, so that you are available. So the question so you want for ask, people then they way police or the court can afraid say this, if I get am bail, he go run away. Yes, people then they na that category they way you go afraid say this, if I left am, will not go see her again. But then the other question is, people then they way it clear from all indications say this, if I give am bail, it will always be available. Yes, then people then they. In fact, in we law, the Criminal Procedure Act, the old one and this new one, they can even left person on bail on in own recognizance. We couldn't say self-bail, bail yourself. Why didn't they give person self-bail? Then they give person self-bail because of in status in society. Then they give person self-bail because of the fact say not to flight risk. Now person way every other thing about just available. So you can tell that person they say bail yourself, report na court again this time or police station. Why would the law make that kind of provision? Say people then we can just bail themselves.
But Charlie, in this case, is this a bailable offense?
Every offense is bailable. So now the first point I know for make. It all depends on whose side the case day.
So whose side is on a magistrates?
The case for murder, for example, magistrates not they give bail. But the Criminal Procedure Act make provision say the judge, that is High Court, can give bail. Take America, for example, the George Floyd case. The very day where them prefer indictment against the officer them, the same day they put them on bail. So me they say the bottom line about bail, now for ensure say this person available. That is all. But if we use bail as a weapon, when at that we as advocates they always discuss, bail should not be weaponized. Bail is the discretion of the person where they look at them based on the condition they will say. If you know say this person not they run away, this person always be around. Anytime you call I go come. Wait to make you answer in bail.
But normally, na country like Salonia, because they discuss Sierra Leone, people that can get affiliation with politics. It can hardly for let them secure bail.
Well, so now that we they say. If we use bail as weapon, we go continue for the same situation then they. You know, take for example, if you refuse somebody bail, then he die in a custody. Take the Pademba Road situation the last time when they say prison break. We're not able to analyze that situation properly because we don't get all the information as a country. But there were people, I believe, say in the Pademba Road that 10 day, when I remand them in day. And it also possible say some man, the reason we make him a day remand, now been bailable offense. And then it possible say he lost his life.
So Lansana not be supposed for dinner Pademba Road Correctional Center up till now?
Well, as I say, you want to look at situations around on which basis.
Only charges the order.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As I tell you previously, there is no charge that is not bailable. I continue to argue that before anybody, there is no charge that is not bailable. The law put the discretion on the magistrate or the judge. So all me they say, the reason, anytime you pronounce bail or refusal of bail, you therefore state the reason. So for me, we work for a reason. We go make, we say, okay, well, fine. Like you, for example, if the community inside somebody allegedly don't commit offense, they on a rampage for take revenge, that can be one reason why they go keep somebody in a custody, because they fear, say, if you go out there in the community, they will hammer or they will kill them or something. So in this situation where you not get that reason there for hold somebody in custody, then the interpretation would be that this hold this person in custody, you deny him bail, means say it's some other reasons which are not legal.
Conversations on the happen around this issue, even before it go to court, from the time where PPRC levy the fine on the party up to the time where they suspend the party from political activities because they not been meet the deadline date for pay the 350,000. Still, if it didn't the criminal investigation department, spend the night there, then put her on bail that same day. Where it come out, na a meeting at the PPRC, it talks they still stand by words. All of a sudden, police call them back, they appear in a court. All the instances there were don't give. The public out there believe say that double punishment for the same crime. You're not a legal practitioner, you know the law better. It's supposed to happen that way.
Well, there are two sides to prosecution. Some cases then they're civil in nature and they're also criminal in nature. No, take for example, if somebody commit larceny, a thief, 5,000 leons from somebody, and then carry and go to court, then send them per them barrel because they find them guilty. After I don't serve the term, when he come back, the person will thief the 5,000. Can go to the civil court for go recover in 5,000. So the double jeopardy, it refer to a situation where now the same court or procedure bring you back. So if you talk about PPRC and police, PPRC then work is civil. Now that make, if PPRC fine and you not pay, all they can do, then get action and say, okay, we suspend and this, but they won't take you to prison for that. But with police and criminal prosecution, now they get for talk about bail, now they get for talk about imprisonment. So these are two distinct fields. However, my own opinion is this. If you don't say when journalists commit offense, now IMC, now for look at what you do, save that if waiting he do touch the criminal realms, then IMC go look at what you do, and then the criminal law self go look at what you do. But for me, I'm saying if the journalists do something within in profession or in practice, IMC for able for look at what you do. Remember we've been talk in those days about the part 5 of the Public Order Act, the criminal libel. And we say, you know, for criminalize the work where journalists they do, not criminalize them. Even if he write something negative about somebody, we not cross check, not criminalize that act. Because the argument has always been, if the doctor go to theater and he forgets tissue now somebody in Bele and a stitcher up again, would that amount to a criminal act? So in somebody in profession, would they say punish them based on the law, where you don't make for that? It's just like if a lawyer has committed an offense or you don't do something against the legal codes, you dey go lay the lawyer and complain. Now it's what they call the GLC. We get disciplinary committee. So basically that's like the idea. So if somebody within the political space don't commit a situation, then we get PPRC where we don't change from registration commission to now regulation commission. PPRC for able get enough power. Trust me, if them find thing go through no more successfully, it go deter politicians then for do certain things. Because if you pay 1 billion, 1,500,000,000, then kind of money, then they noise you. You get them, eh? But for make we steal as I say, I don't want to talk about this case. I go talk around them, I don't talk about them because it they caught. But let's take a retrospect. How many cases where we don't catch people, then put them in police, later charge them, go court on some of the offense they are of abusive language, insulting conduct, or we then don't proceed with, and at the end of the day find the person guilty? How many? Blacker, the case being won, then we find her guilty. This lady from Canada, our aunt, how we end, then we find her guilty, the case being reached that point. Uda again, Kemosi say, Osa end, the case being go on, then we find her guilty. So if you take a trend of all them kind cases here, where police don't call, investigate, charge, you go court, which one would don't convict? Which one?
So that's just a punishment strategy.
So for we were in at this activism space, we're saying politicians and they play games and they use the law and they play games. But the danger now that same law we did now, we tell like a fine, we do use. One day they will go use that against you. And then the country not make progress. We don't progress. It's like when they go before 5 steps, we can be in 20 steps.
Charlie, continue for the week in the studio. We'll come back to you and continue the particular conversation because till late yesterday, it not been clear whether or not bail be issue, whether meet bail condition, whether bail existed or not. We not been on board, like we say, we not go discuss the matter itself, but we go talk about issues of procedures and all of that. We go come back to you shortly. Let me just bring in with other studio guests this morning. I tell you earlier say, Campaign for Good Governance, CGG, they mark their 30-year anniversary. Also, last week Friday, we see them go launch the Citizens Manifesto. Also, the campaign where they ask Sierra Leoneans for sign up to 3 million people, and they call for let them sign up to this campaign, and they ask for major thing them modern beliefs in our basic services where citizens then forget. And inside the Citizens Manifesto, then put under, then they ask for water, then they ask for lights, and then they ask for primary school at each district and serve one good and sober hospital. Well, for let we can talk about this campaign where CGG don't launch, where then they mark the 30-year anniversary. I want to welcome the executive director of the studio this morning, Marcella Samba. Say good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Thank you so very much. Thank you, Mabel. It's always exciting to be with you.
Alright, for a very long time, we not don't get you in the studio for talk about issues of national interest. We see Campaign for Good Governance last Friday when I go launch this on a campaign. But let me just quickly look back for 30 years upon advocacy in terms of governance, service delivery, and all of that. The issues are all the same. How we don't tell like inside these 30 years, because the same issues when they call for, so they mark 30 years, light, water, school, hospital, nothing them with the conversation nodded on. How do you experience on like inside the past 30 years?
30 years. In fact, the 30 years of highs and lows. 30 years of continued activism, right? It's as if you know the stop. Sometimes you want for stop. We want for say, we don't tire. We've been saying this over and over again. get me back in the studio saying the same thing. But 30 years ago, in 1996, we actually coincide with Bentumani 1 and 2. Some pro-democracy leaders there in a salon decide, Haja Zaina Bangura, Dr. Spencer, then come together, then say, you know what, we don't experiment with different type of system. We don't see military dictatorship and I don't destroy the country. In fact, the one party rule for 30 years, for long, we don't even see any benefits. Let's call for democracy. The citizens then will get a voice and they will get a say as to how their lives then will be governed. And then eventually, they call for Bintumani 1 and eventually Bintumani 2. That resounding call say, right now, military dictatorship they own, the civil war self they own. Let me call for a government which could be led by the people. So in fact, the slogan for Bintumani 1 now being election before peace. You will find it difficult to rationalize, particularly if you not live in that era. They say how person will say election before peace, or tapping just show how daring then citizens they have been there for ensure say we have self-rule, for ensure say we determine what they affect your life. And so if you see campaign for good governance in the front line, making sure that active citizen participation there at the center of governance, that was the very essence. Say group of Sierra Leoneans for they were able for come out and distinguish themselves and able for all government accountable for the action. So 30 years on, as we sit on and reflect, 2028 to come, we say, where are we? They will begin members say, democracy must deliver. Democracy, nobody. Say the actual celebration is on the 1st of July. Right? We'll launch the campaign on the 13th of February because most of the political parties then, thankfully, they not even get flag bearer rights. Probably a number of scrambling for political office where they happen right now. And because governance don't become too attractive. People then want to see the space for lead as a space for enrich themselves. Unfortunately, right, we not really respect any politician where they use the governance space for personal, and social mobility.
But this particular statement where you make so, now one way so many people holding in this advocacy space like you, they ask, say, if the citizen are really ready for getting conversation there with the people them where they come out say they want for all political offices, especially the highest office, because not to secret say you they see certain individual before you take the office, the status where they live 1 year, 2 year down the line, in status they automatically change, which shows now during that office it make whatever amount of money for feed that lifestyle or the status where they live.
So in fact, I make one wise man say the best place for starts are from the beginning. Let's start from the basics. This is so easy. The campaign is so easy for understand. We are actually, I see a number of people, they all put on social media. Some people say, add wood, add this, The campaign is so easy for understand. It is life for tell leaders the way they aspire and remind them, say, there is something you are coming for to deliver on the expectation of citizens. They count for yourself. In fact, that's why the political tension is so high. Because it's about scrambling for resources. And we all Sierra Leoneans them. In fact, that's why I'm in the studio this morning. To call on all Sierra Leoneans for frustrate that ethos, that behavioral pattern they say they can't grab from the state. In fact, what they do, they empty the state's not able to deliver, the state's dysfunctional. Outrightly dysfunctional. Because what they do, when we talk, say, a government, that's why we have four campaign issues when measurable, right? And if you look at the poster where they share, when you open the pump, you they see what are they on. A number of Sierra Leoneans, them, picking them, born in this country, that simple technology for open pump and see water on, they don't ever experience them. Either 5 gallon, get water na gutter, bailer for was, now they understand. Sierra Leoneans, where they shower, not just under 0.5%, because access to water, clean water, na serious issue in this country.
But if we talk about service delivery, like we begin for discuss, these are not new issues. Nothing them way calls, and even the citizens campaign, people know they call for them here. Governments in, governments out, we still they call for them basic services here. We not done the over the years. Whose difference this campaign they bring come? We go really show tangible action at the end of the day. Say any of the political parties them, we get them flag bearer them. For example, let's say can bring them manifestos where most of them see and nothing when they put inside as promises where they're not able to keep at the end of the day.
In fact, that's the point Khadija raised. We all don't let fan do now, so it been done the be. All these years, you see, we are looking at 30 years of democratic renewal. We don't experiment 30 years. We see, say, you know, they work. Now, let's put that very, very ethos where we predecessor there. That challenge where they been get for face military rule. Right now, we know they face military rule. Right, we are asking, get citizens there, let them can at the center, let them ask the right questions, so that when the leader, eventually the president-elect, right now they all focus on how then they access power. Let we change the conversation, and we need every Sierra Leonean for change the conversation. That is the difference this campaign will make.
How the citizen then go ask the questions where the same politician and then they tighten the space?
The space for dissent, the space for liberties don't shrink. I totally agree with you, right? And that is what they want, you know, and continuously me go condemn any politician we can have power. The first way the member for do not forget blogger where they attack anybody where they talk. I will condemn that outrightly. You're a non-state. You know, if you understand you will wait you campaign, right? So you come for can use excessive force for silent
But
people.
that's
Then
the new normal now.
it's not normal.
All political parties
It's not
get
normal.
their own bloggers.
It's not normal because me and you not accept them. One of the things they will enjoy in a campaign for good governance are citizens access. Right? All categories of citizens, whether community level people or high profile people. It will interest you for know the number of people them where they vent out them very issues there soon. Right? Let me take a quick study around the country and let you understand say the issues they are them burning. Now burning issues, but waiting they happen. Now wait till you say, right? They not close the space so people will not speak about it. When will they set the agenda? We are going to set the agenda for speak about the tensions the way they happen at the country, political tensions where they fail for build consensus, so they set the agenda so advocates like me and then they focus on the things that will matter and they can't talk about the fact where the two political parties and the fact and they can't talk about the arrest will just happen and everything but be your life they be shrouded in that small space. It is deliberate. That's why I don't participate in those conversations any longer. Right? For a democracy to succeed and a democracy for survive, the citizen therefore gets what it deserves. Democracy for deliver, democracy for translate into the goods for the citizens. Let me could call on social contract, right? So politicians and the kind of power give we a schedule, give we a plan as to how you they make sure say the 16 districts of this country get access to clean and safe drinking water. That is not too much to ask, and we go make sure say that particular issue then at the table of the president-elect, right? We not even want sophisticated manifesto anymore because those manifestos are not achieved. Those manifestos are manifestos where in the final analysis it just touches the surface.
But
So let's start from the basic Khadija and ensure say clean drinking water day. We move on, say we want electricity. We cannot continue like this. If we are going into the digitalization age, the basic force for happening, even if you get the most sophisticated internet disconnection. If light's not there, you're not able power now make we young people then so frustrated because we were born in the industrialization age, probably we able to use we hand. But then on technology don't orientate them. You see small picking bonds thing. It begin find rule and play with phone. I the happen at the age where it born. Right? But when you get systems and processes when are cut back, the basic way for power that digitalization age in all day. We want for talk of blockchain. Other countries then they leap. Tell you who they fed with waiting and call political tension and thing that will not matter. That's scrambling and how they fed with it has to end. And we are actually calling for what we call one primary school, now one village. At least now one village. If you are talking about access to basic education at the springboard, let me start. What you can see where then they call school, it's really ridiculous for this century. It should not happen. And finally, we also encourage that we get one district, one sober hospital. We are not short of buildings. We know one holding centers. So you build beautiful sophisticated building, it is not equipped. We get professional. One of the things there were value Sierra Leoneans, therefore Sierra Leoneans are very intelligent. When you come to the medical profession, right, we they limit the capacity of Sierra Leoneans then for break grounds because they don't get the requisite infrastructure and equipment for practice. At least, why are we moving government? They pay for people, they fly there, go country like India. You see the population. You see the population of India, they say, you know what, let we decide and let we take care of ourselves. You build consensus around those conversations. But unfortunately, we can't first and foremost build consensus. And we want Sierra Leoneans then for make, now let them shift the idea, the very essence of power and politics, not to focus reward supporter. Not for reward supporter, that are rogue politics. You they steal from the states blatantly. Why should they arrest people there and lock them up for minor theft? You they use institutionalized corruption for enrich yourself. It has to stop. The money where the states they generate, me and you they pay tax. There is small entity there, so they run as organization. Sometimes where you weigh the tax, where you will they pay, right? How then taxes then they translate to benefits? And taxes then they not for overpopulate the civil service. No, the modern age, the civil service for be empowered, structured in a way where they call it the new public administration. It has to be empowered and structured in a way where it could deliver on the expectation of citizens, right? What did the Guma Valley Water Company, what's in them plan for this Freetown city? Let's start from Freetown. What's in them plan? You're not even able to give the city water. That is not functional. That whole administration there is in a state of collapse. It needs re-engineering. That's the sort of conversation we need to get. We not go sit down and say, because it don't happen so all the years. Let's bring the right conversation to the table and remind politicians there of weighty matter that you are going to power, right, for ensure say you translate power and authority for the benefit of the citizen, and not to overcome at the end of the day we are even looking at, yes, you touch the surface, but no real and tangible evidence of waiting they happen. The amount of money we don't go na electricity. Let politicians step back, get the engineers them, and let them think through. Then political party get people their way exposed. Let them think through what it means. Let them use data for no data-driven development for no waiting the challenges around electricity in this country.
But Marcella,
and how to do our well follow we get her.
Me and you don't in this public space saying these things repeatedly for over a decade. And some of them things here we CGG they ask for so now, because politicians they want to get access to power, they might commit to them, although any commitments and through presidential debates them. But as soon as they get this power, then they shift from them and begin play the distraction card, just like I stated earlier, begin fet themselves as politicians spend all the years
Whilst they amass wealth. Then they
spend all the years, they jail their opponents them. Then the ordinary citizen them, they suffer.
So you see, that's why 30 years on, I say with a draw from our predecessors, that energy and that vision where they been get for say, let's put military rule aside. And let we embrace democracy, then get the energy and the vision for say, let we choose election instead of peace. Because what it be happen, fumble the need for no, because we get a young generation, we don't understand the political history, the democratic history of this country, right? At that point, right, where them pro-democracy leaders they come together in 1996 and form campaign for good governance. Now been that point where soldier them been they fight the war, the soldier them, right, their commitments be no less. In fact, Sierra Leoneans them be they call them Sobel. Then say, then they go na war front, then committed, then they fight, but the Russian they know they meet them. Whilst the rebels them, the RAF and other factions them, when they use tactics, where rustic tactics were not conventional at all, were not accepted, then can just go na you host, then broke the domot, take you eat and come out, then go eat them. The soldier then, because they were trained professionally, they cannot do that. Then things say, whilst them in they go with the pattern and ethics where them profession deserve, the rebels them in they get the way in. So then self come out now, the left or serve the citizen, then begin play the same kind tendency where the rebel them in the place. So Sierra Leoneans then call them Sobel. Military regime, after military regime, because in 1997 we see the coup, 1992 we see the coup, we see the in-house palace coup as well. The soldier themselves say, okay, well, they can't take power for change the situation. Where they come back, then they wash off past the previous one, they will be there. They said, no, we cannot continue like this. We cannot continue like this. Let's come together. That's the question. And the call now they ask, Khadija, we cannot continue like this. The kind stench within our public offices. You can't visit on this country. You see, I wonder why Sierra Leoneans they need a shame. You can't visit on this country. You go in a public office, no side. You don't travel. No sign no day at the world where they at this kind of state, because what an life, we cannot live like this. So that same energy where them in get where they say, no, we cannot continue like this. When I'm not going to turn whistle. Can we build that same kind of confidence and tell the leader they say we cannot continue like this? The essence of governance is to serve. The essence of governance is deriving authority from the people. Now that's democracy mean people authority. So why is it about yourself? Why is it about your cronies, nepotism? And you know say why should do that one? They political attention or they don't.
So why the leaders and the treat the citizens they like na favor than they do for them?
Because the citizens are quiet. Armchair citizens, we are not active enough, right? I can always use neighbor in Ghana. One of the things the way the leaders they can tell them, they can say, oh, look at Sierra Leone. They make reference. Interestingly, Ghanaians, all politicians always make reference to us. Look at Sierra Leone. They don't even have the basic, but you don't see the people complaining. Una get 24-hour lights out 1 minute. Una they complain. They say you people keep relating us with Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone went through a civil conflict. We are not the same. The Ghanaians are not quiet. When it comes to standard, they don't get partisan view when it comes to standard. But anything at this country they determine by political lens, it is wrong. If the good people fail to speak up, what in the happen? The bad people then go get them there.
But now the good people them continuously they keep quiet. Some na because of political affiliation, some na because of political position, some na because then they afraid say if I talk, then go jail me.
That's why we are here to build a critical mass. I tell you, we have access to citizens. They whisper now we hear in a campaign for good governance say, this is what we want, this is what we want. And we know a critical mass wants what we are talking about. Let the critical mass join the campaign. And in fact, what would you do, Mr. President or Mrs. President or Miss President-elect, we present 3 million signature to and say, right, this manifesto where they talk about we get all these fancies, we don't want that because you're not able to accomplish them. Now, do a roadmap for this country, and that's why we even start before they elect the flag bearer them, so that they're not going to even get excuse, say latent, say, oh, this is reactive. We be not make a plan before una come. Una tell we waiting at the plan for what. When we begin to generate leaders as thinkers, all them petty things, so now, you know, the country, it look like rancor. It not sound like mortal man they live na the city safe. People just wake na money, leadership not there. Then just they bill at random, every sign and market, the place filthy, Sierra Leoneans no longer the shame. Decency don't become so questionable.
So the question how as a nation we even reach Naya? Is it that earlier you say Sierra Leoneans are quiet, complacent, but again,
greedy,
critical voices, then they label them. People elect you, label you.
It's a tactic. A criminal tactics, right? That's what thieves do. And they watch all what's in there around you and say, what do they want to do? They want to delegitimize my voice. So people not will listen to me, right? But no need for even talk. You don't feel the pain. You don't feel the pinch. Even if I silence, does that mean water is running from your tap? No. Even if I silence and not talk, does that mean, you know, you can take your kid? Khadija, you can't put your kid in a public school right now. You know, and I am worried about that because waiting do we middle class people them, we really they live life where I can put quote unquote, I can call them fake life. It's not real. You know, when we go public school, we are exposed to reality, both behavioral and attitudinal pattern. We able to see the picking na morning when come out, you know, na a well-mannered home. You see this pikin get an organized life, even though it don't get much in terms of all the niceties, but in a can school with immoderate gari and sugar, he eats them with satisfaction. You wake up with your sandwich, yourself eat them with that's how we are in the public school. But now, everybody they compete for the picking batsman bag, for them the best. They no say that is not their life, especially when they know they even earn their living than they. So why can't we have decent public schools that could be properly financed and teachers paid at the basic level, and then over the years we can accelerate that? It's all these citizens that then go come and change that conversation, then they set the agenda and call the one that when they aspire for authority to say this is what we want.
That's not a question, say how the citizens and for own this kind of campaign. Taking into consideration, they are deprived to a point where they, like you said, they don't care again anymore waiting to happen. People just hustle for getting living for the day, sleep and wake every day. There is a existing ministerial performance contract. You can see them, they sign out with the president. At the end of the day, then they call the results them for themselves. For them, then pass. But when you come ask the people them, waiting and they say them pass in a paper, not to waiting they happen on the ground. How citizens for make use of them kind campaign here, we go bring a change. We not just go then at the presidency level say Minister A, Minister B don't pass in performance contracts where we no know what is signed to as citizens, but our money then will pay them at the end of the day. How they for on this?
Thank you, Mabel. So we get for encourage citizens, right, and set the agenda, move the conversation from electoral democracy when are scrambling for power no more. You see, if you watch right throughout the 5 years, we're not even get a break. It's all about power, waiting the next election, waiting, even when we don't take over 20 years looking at the constitution. We know institution campaign for good governance believe say the only way where democracy go all water now will build a constitution relevant to the current context. Now, when the constitutional amendments finally reach the apex, for discussion, they say, okay, what we did was to extract all the things bothering around elections and push it forward. What about something the way really they curtail with civil liberties? What we don't talk so eloquently about, where people then be sit on a 80% committee and discuss so much. These are the things that touch our lives. No, it's electoral democracy. That's where we want to stop. Full stop. Citizens therefore be educated. That's why we need to talk about this. People then at that situation, not to say they don't tire with the situation, but they don't know how to express themselves. So we could educate them and show them the channels of expression. So that when politicians reach out to them, and that is why again the citizens and they fall in systems of governance and electoral processes when they give them one-on-one touch with their leaders. They want to hold their leaders they accountable. They want to talk to their leaders then, and they want for demand. You cannot reinstitute local government and then you not service local governments. By law, you say the local governments now are the service delivery engine of the society. And then you don't service local government. We look at the national budget. The national budget should not be taking care of administrative responsibilities and paying salary. You do the budget, you bloat the wage bill. In the final analysis, they empower citizens. You just they empower a chosen few. And in the long term, citizens are complacent now. But in the long time, denting and deep social effects, because waiting do a lot of it, they lead to brain drain, it they lead to mass exodus, and the situation they right now is very compelling, because when you look outside the countries the way we've been the run for go, right? They say the global order is such that everybody they look inwards now. Everybody they protect in your space. Come back to your country and let's build. And you're not able to build from the surface. The car you can't begin to about skyscraper, where in reality will not even get lights. So we can't build from the surface. So all their manifesto then they will then can carry it, elaborate. Well, in fact, the investment where then they put for write the manifesto, pass written and they put for deliver the services.
All right.
So let's come to the basics. Let's talk about it. I invite you all to join the campaign. We are not going to be silent about this. We have almost close to 2 years to elections, and we want to let this conversation heighten. We want to let this be the conversation for the election. Any electoral context where you go, the first question, Khadija, you've been in an observation mission before. I don't meet you several times. As you reach that electoral context, the first thing where they ask, what are the main issues for this election? But we alone, any where people then come, when they ask, say, what are the main issue for this election? They say PCSLPP defeats. We are tired. That is not the conversation.
Are they listening?
That is not the essence of democracy.
Are they listening? The APC and the
We
SLPP.
should make
then
them
they
listen.
listen to the citizen them say they really don't tire.
We should make them listen. It has to be voices. We need to amplify voices. When they got to Bintumani 1, right, it was a military regime. You know what a military mean? They get all the paraphernalia of coercion. They would have been able to stop it and say nothing like this not going to happen. But the citizens' voices are very powerful. In fact, the politicians, they know, now make them so strategic for attack critical voices there right now. Because these are the voices that engage, these are the voices that empower, and these are the voices that educate. So they want to attack those voices so that they can continue for keep we in this state of silence. A lot of people then they die in distress. A lot of people then access to basic services. If you watch the trend of young people then, where they die from ailments the way otherwise for be able for be addressed, because beyond typhoid and malaria, we a medical system not able for talk about kidney, they're not able for talk about heart disease, they're not able, the system not get the relevant infrastructure for able manage that one day. One district, one sober hospital. The state of we hospital then are a concern. The policies that we make, they're not for being just high sounding, they're for being implementable, and we forget milestones that we for able for see and how we for meet them milestones then they for achieve them for objective they are. This is carefully thought through. The campaign is carefully thought through so that once we don't get them for basic they are, so you get seen in a society where they say a springboard where lights day, even the basic at family level. You dey see say the mama them, even though they know they go work, then a housewife, they go tie cold water, they go make yogurt, then they sell them, and then they bring income Canada house, right? Where water there, cleanliness is next to godliness. We facilities them, we able for upkeep them and things that you know the cost for run a decent facility right now. You the begin first, you pay for let them bring the water tank and the bowser, then you pay for generator and solar together, and then the generator go well, the mechanic go can't charge you almost for fix them, then the solar not go power enough, then you make sure say now waiting next, oh today we are not going to be productive because there's no light in the office, there's no light, government offices them, fuel not there for the generator, etc.
But then they give budget to themselves.
So that is it. So when the citizens speak up that this is what we want, the ultimate, I make I say it gets an accelerating effect. The ultimate is that accountability the kind side, because you say this is what the people want, so we need for deliver on that. So the budget will be used for the right purpose. Why are we building all these houses? Houses that after you tenure you're not even able for do the repairs then at the house. We need to stop. Governance has become too attractive. Politicians need to know that access to power is about service, not access to opportunity for social mobility. It has to stop, and it takes a critical mass of citizens to join their voices for recalibrate the governance processes and system, for no say democracy must deliver on the expectation of citizens.
All right, Marcella, we will come back to you. That now Marcella Samba Sisi, we are the executive director for Campaign for Good Governance. Today with we in the studio this morning. Then they look for 3 million, right?
3 million Sierra Leoneans.
3 million Sierra Leoneans ahead of the 2028 election, or even before the political party them able for getting flag bearer for put together a signature of things them where they want. At least the next president where them feel say salon forget give light, water, one sober hospital, now one district, and plenty other things them. So join the campaign as CGG in celebration of the 30 years of advocacy. That this new campaign they don't count. Now can't with other studio guests, Charlie. I say Marcella be they talk continuously, you they laugh and nod you into some of the things that we say. You there for talk law, and also you self passionate about advocacy, especially basic things the way citizens and deserve, where the politician they deprive them of. Going back to these issues, waiting happen na court yesterday. Now one way a lot of people have been surprised and say how a magistrate go just grab left proceeding, say a state security concerns and also so many other things them, and the defendants and in team not be able for know the next adjournment date. Procedure wise, as a lawyer, now so normally then things here can happen at the court.
Well, make her just identify with what Marcella said just now. Now that two things we can always agree on. Now that politics too sweet, that's island. And if we cut down that sweetness there, we will begin to see how it help we as a country. Just cut down the sweetness. At when somebody they go into politics now, we know say, I I they go serve, not to money I they go for make. It's not like a business.
But how for court the sweetness?
For example, this issue of allocations of budgets, accountability. You see this thing about Auditor General's report? For me, that thing like offend me every year. This ministry not able to account for this. This one not able to account for that. And then that same year, then they do budget allocation back to them. So now the issues then they will sometimes be one for the year, but safe. Instead, now how for appoint electoral commissioner, almost see a person for spend a power, whether for vote by this or vote by that. Those are the issues. We know they talk about serious things at all. So we identify another area that we meet. The second thing we also agree on. Now the fact say the voices where they speak through to power with critical, even that space, they don't invade them. And you get people who boldly can tell you say, maybe don't be party person, even from the terror of the civil society. I mean, all of those things are in the story, democracy and we progress. So until we people them able to understand them and break loose, at the same time we depend a cycle. But then to this question of procedure in a court, I think say courts they always can get waiting them want for form decorum. Normally we case then get political dynamics. They can attract a lot of people where they go see. Some man not like for go witness the proceeding, no. Now for go show solidarity support. Sometimes for the person within the prosecute. Oh, this person our party person, no go supporter. So court they normally can say, well, keep the crowd away and let's do court. The only issue we go draw out of this now that lawyers they not forget limitation when it comes to court attendance. That one they can argue on many side. If me a lawyer, I go to court. It's possible say I not go there for the case, for go like take part, but I go there for witness the case.
But a magistrate supposed to determine the numbers of lawyers we for the inside in court.
Well, if the courtroom, because remember say courtroom na space. If, for example, courtroom, they take 200 capacity, that is including every other person, prosecutor, 200, then that court, you cannot allow 500 people in. Because some people don't even get side for sit down and go tin up. However, if the space enough for the people where did it, then court for go on. You cannot say, a space where they take 400 people, now 200 lawyers for the inside there. Especially if the conduct not chaotic or they affect court process or proceedings. Okay? So basically for me, even if a decision like that is to be taken, to say, well, because of waiting, I don't in a court where two lawyers, then they behave in such a way that the judge know okay, in a rise court. Because if feel offended, say the lawyers they not respect in presence any authority in that court. Like for example, when one lawyer tin up, the other one for sit down. If you raise objection, if I'm in a talk, you raise objection, I should sit and you stand and tell the court why you're objecting. So if somebody grab and say I object and you still tin up, that is not decorum. The judge can take offense. And if you continue that behavior, the judge can just rise the court. We don't get in kind of situations. And however, in a case where, say for example, a criminal case, where the conduct of lawyers or the people within to that courtroom not okay for the court, the judge or magistrate, then he has to let them know what is not okay that he wants. When that is challenged, then he can now invoke the necessary powers. But me not being in a court. All that I know is what people say.
Yeah, because that's the one.
So I cannot, for me, I go to the court and the way I see the tension, I not be okay.
So based
because
on the,
people will get normal cases, now other courts them, because there are about 8 courts now, Pademba Road, people will get other case them, now court 1, court 2, 4, to 6, 8, they not even get access to the court.
you say you're
And
gonna,
everywhere was, with security, they will get gone and all of that.
you say you're gonna court.
Yeah.
And even other matter, they're not be able for.
At
Come
all.
on. The magistrate state some security concerns them yesterday.
Well, that I make us say, the security concern, was it within the courtroom or outside of the courtroom? Because, waiting me know and see, security personnel, they outside the court, preventing people access to the court premises. So, whatever been happen out yonder, the security them immediately for address them. Me the concern about waiting they happen na the courtroom. However, let's continue to assume say the court gets information say the atmosphere not being conducive or peaceful. What you do is state it. Let them know that, gentlemen, waiting they go on right now. I remember I would on in a court one day where we say on this side. Court rise, the prisoner they don't carry it from Pademba Road and go with them in again. You get the point, eh? But we have to know why certain decisions are made. If you don't inform, people now go and begin for think and make up stories and things as to what happen, what not happen.
Charlie, the other side of the coin, yesterday from an interview with JFK Bingi Liberty TV, one of the questions we come up, a response was about 105 lawyers then sign up for this particular matter. The nature of the matter, does it warrant over 100 lawyers?
It warrant 500 lawyers if space they for take them.
Why you say so?
Because that's procedure.
Because
there is no law inside. No. No, we have to be clear. Let's be clear. If you have a courtroom that will take 500 people and lawyers come for one case, they say we are 300. We they represent this person. What is the crime?
The salon courtroom used to be that magistrate court.
It take 105 lawyers. It take 105 lawyers. That court then they will do August 10 cases, August 10, August 8. Yeah, because I will represent some people the way we even secure discharge for now August 10. Because August 10 then they catch people at random. So I represent people the way they're not convict. Because like one mommy na bigger mommy, she comes out in the street, in the wait for let do clean, let go big. And so in that process, instead they catch her, say they protest. So if the courtroom, you see, the premise wale, if the courtroom, they take that number of people. I'm not talking about ordinary citizens, so lawyers. If a courtroom, they take 20 lawyers, and those 20 lawyers go into that room, you cannot say, no, una bokuna 10 and need. There is no law. If you show me the law, we'll talk about them. But there is no law will limit representation. My own concern, if the room not get space, you not find somebody go inside court it up. You for sit down. Now decorum, now place when a peace and order did it. So if the courtroom small, and you want to come in with big number, then the judge or magistrate will say, no, this court's too small, you can't get this number here. But if the number, the courtroom, they take them, if you get 600 lawyers, then King can represent you.
So the decision for letting magistrates left the proceeding, go inside motorcar and drive off, stating security concern, was that a fair one?
Actually, I don't want comment on that issue there because it's not clear up till now as to whether the court been say why the court rise or why the case. In fact, this is not about court rise. In fact, the case was not called. No, because like the situation where I've been done the give, now when the case they on, then something happened, then the judge or magistrate rise. In this case, the matter was not even called. It was not called. Case was not called. So the court not give reason yet. Officially, I've not heard it. So I don't want to talk about thing we not come out yet. If the court will not respond, well, from what we heard JFK say yesterday, then go engage the Attorney General or the Chief Justice, I don't know. Maybe in that engagement, and we'll get certain things clarified. But the case was never called. The court will say, case called, defendant present. Now lawyers announce your representation. That was not done.
But best practice, the procedures, how it is supposed to happen.
How,
Case not called, because even the adjournment.
How we supposed to happen?
To next, people
Yes.
they call, they ask us.
Yes.
When the case adjourned, so nobody
So
knows.
how is supposed to happen when you go to court in the morning? The magistrate did in 9 chambers or the judge, and then the courtroom, then bring the accused persons. If not criminal case, then they do. The prison officer, they will look after them, then and then the police prosecutors them when then they prosecute the case. Then the lawyers they will come for defend the clients and then you will get case self can inside them. And then you will see the registrar of the court go hit the table and say court rise, everybody turn up. The judge or magistrate walks in. He bow to the lawyers them at the bench, the bar. The lawyers they reciprocate them bow, and then he take a seat, and then he can normally say, "Gentlemen, sit down," and then mention your matters. That is when the most senior of the lawyers them or the prosecutors, because prosecutors then get priority, especially in criminal case for mentioned matters, and they can mention the matter based on the seniority of the lawyers that will come. Normally you a senior, then go mention your matter first. Sometimes they can mention matters based on practice. Normally the business of the court, the first case they want for deal with now judgment. If there is a judgment to be delivered, first case, the court can deliver judgment. After judgment, well, make you always say adjourned. Police then go don't come, accused person don't come, but they not get witness. So at that early stage, instead of the lawyer sit down, they wait, stay 2, 3, 4 hours. Make it known, my lord, we mentioned this matter for adjournment because the witness is not available. So you make that lawyer, they go do other thing. So that's the procedure. And then the case where you get witness for, you now mention, you call the case, the accused take the doc, or the defendant, nowadays, defendant take the doc, and then the court records, defendant present, representation, prosecutor give names of prosecutors, and then the defense also give names of defense counsel. And then the prosecutor inform the magistrate or judge now. He say, we have a witness. And then it's okay, let the witness take the stand. And then the witness testified and cross-examiner. At the end of that matter, if they get for apply for bail, they apply for bail. If bail is refused, reasons are given. And then the matter is adjourned.
As you explain the procedure, you go find the ordinary man we not can get access for gonna court and understand court's procedure them through various matters them we can go before the court. Let them understand properly. Yesterday, even the defendant own people and be seen confused because after where the magistrates we don't come on a do, Liberty TV be interview the acting chairman of the APC. He said themselves confused. They don't even know when they adjourn the matter to.
Yes.
All of a sudden, rumors start for go out in the evening, see. Then get and bail. Later again, they say bail denied again. And as of now, we get official statement it from the party for let them confirm when exactly they adjourn this case and when again then they expect for get the defendants in the court.
Okay, so in the procedure, now that cases are to be done, what we call public hearing, open court. Open court. Now the proceedings will go on. However, some matters then they where the court can do na chambers. Okay, there are times where the court can use the open court space, but ask, people will get something for do with that case day for excuse the court. For example, if Pekin they can't testify, sometimes the court can want for protect, the Pekin for make testify openly, then can go na chambers. But with regards to the confusion, where you say, I think the confusion go there because if the court no see it, and then carry the accused go back, you go be wondering now, say, well, who's there for come back? If the court no see it, there are times where registrar then can adjourn matter based on instruction we then get for magistrate or judges. There are times, especially for civil matter, we then go inform you, say, then go send notice for let you know the next time we case will come on. But it is not so with criminal case. Criminal case, normally the adjournment should be taken in court. It should be taken in court because the prison officer them will then take you from court, where then they carry you go back, you will then not give bail. Then they go with what they call a remand warrant. That remand warrant it get return date, where then for carry you back. So if they carry you go without a date, then they don't know when for carry you again. That is why in a criminal case, you have to endorse the return date, the adjournment date, where this prisoner for can cut back. Okay? So all that in the day, now that make if the court no sit and there is no adjourn date, the defense counsel then will be confused as to, well, when we can cut back. And this issue of bail, the question you want to ask, can bail be granted in the absence of the accused?
Is that possible?
Well, the law will be not possible. In fact, if the accused not present, then proceedings not they go on. So if them don't carry the prisoner.
What if in team they didn't?
No. A criminal case, they go on without the accused. It can only happen if the court don't allow the accused for be tried in the absence. Where that's an application okay make. The trial can go on where the court dispense with the attendance of the defendant. They can try you where you know they. But in the case where the defendant is available, the case, in fact, if two people are charged, one can cut, the other one not come, the case not go on. They never go on. Criminal case. So if the defendant they don't go back na prison, and then you say then give them bail, I don't understand that kind of thing. So I don't want to comment until we get clarity.
All right.
But I'm not sure say it happen. For the defender not the court, then give them bail.
So say the rumor been come on now yesterday.
Well,
because Sunday say then give bail, Sunday say no, then take the bail back. And with what you don't explain, so it clearly shows say it not been possible because
it can only be possible if the defendant be come back na court. We don't know.
So if they don't care and go back now the correctional center, it's possible for them counter back?
If you do production order, we go to call production order. That is in the absence or even in the existence of a return date. Don't say them be adjourning case to this Friday, this week. They can do production order for you for attend court today. Even though you get a return date for Friday, a production order can be done for you for appear.
On the same day?
Same day or any other day, then they do production order for bring you. The prison authority just want something for sure say you for can court.
All right. Not bring in Marcella again. Charlie, we'll come back to you for let you continue for educate the public on the procedure, the things that we can happen exactly in a court, because not all them who can get the opportunity there for get legal experts them for getting conversation there. So to don't get legal experts, we get governance and elections experts. We still look at campaign for good governance, the campaign where they don't mount say citizens for all politicians, they're accountable, and this time around them for sign a document. Although Marcella, year in, year out, the citizens and they sign the documents there in a form of social contracts. The manifesto, they get beautiful things them. Earlier you state about how politics not get season na salon now because it don't become so attractive for let people like get wealth. Although don't they certain politician and they say they don't get their money before they come into the public space. Now, when they ask for them things there, how campaign for good governance go really get the politician and for commit to this, not for only commit. After they don't get the power, then come back to them commitments there, build a school there, give away at least 20 hours uninterrupted electricity, because of the same electricity, businesses then they die. We don't see the World Bank reports. They talk about how for do business na salon really challenges just because constant electricity not in the country.
So, I mean, that's a loaded question. So, but they're able to dissect two critical issues. The first one, you talk about everyday politics. And the second one, you talk, say, how we be able to make politicians and commit students here. I want to talk about politics. You understand the kind of problem what they go through right now. You understand that very well because you see them like a space where every day they interact with citizens. In fact, we don't call politics self, it's not correct. We they use the word very wrongly. You see, politics is the ability for we come together through consensus and make critical choices in politics. Because what to do, political economy, now I'm talking theory. Political economy means say resources scarce. We want everything. We need them plenty. But we get for pick and select waiting at the most appropriate to be able to get right now. And so, now then choices then they now need for making in politics. But unfortunately, what we understand as politics na salon, na scramble for power, scramble for authority. It is not about choices for benefits with lives. And so, this is where education and empowerment come. For get citizens understand that the whole essence of politics is to build consensus around how we opportunities them and we resources them go benefit the bulk of Sierra Leoneans. Then, the next question when you ask, you say, how this possible? The answer very simple. Now make we say who will be the next president. The next president, now who that will able for deliver water. Now who that will able for deliver electricity uninterrupted. Now who that will able for deliver one primary school, one village.
But how they go determine that? How they go determine say that this person fits into what we
So that's what they ask for. Where they can wait till you plan. So we are going to mobilize Sierra Leoneans for able, the one that way to do presidential debate to, we ask them for the plan. You get opportunity for talk, we ask them for your plan. You publish your manifesto with a dissect them, right? All them flowery language then things that were not achievable. Okay for commoting the manifesto then they. The manifesto now, it don't put you in a position for think through what in this leadership gets from me to me. You know the kind of power, because you see other people then the kind of power, they can't enrich themselves, or they kind of power, they can't dress fine, or they kind of power, then they go. Yeah, in here out, salon people then the money, and it gets worse, because what I just mentioned, the resources scarce, right? Now compare with bank reserve right now, currently, waiting I will reserve now the central bank. Year in, year out, it's depleting. And it will reach them, we will not even get people them, we understand what leadership mean, take power, and then they reduce we further. How far can we reduce? Let ask people them. How far are we willing to be reduced in this country? If we not get them basics, then why is it? I mean, that is life. That is the reason why they exist.
And in this conversation, Marcella, the side with the twist today. Let's say, for example, now this campaign is on. They always actively want to go into politics, want to be president, want to be mayor, want to be councillor. They hear now say, now these the people and they ask for make things sweet. Then go say, okay, let me give them listening air. For example, and put her in the manifesto. Say, okay, when I don't see this one I want. Me on strategy this for give una wait una they ask for. But when they come into power, you will notice that then they change all of a sudden. How the citizens plan for hold them responsible for ensure say not just campaign period you agree say you give them senior, but when you come into governance, the services must be delivered. How for hold them?
That's accountability. That make democracy in a stage, right? I mean, you ensure say you call for the right thing at the right time. The time they can reach for manifesto. Let's reprogram the minds of our leaders towards that one day. Now we get for ensure we get a number of networks the way they work on from, I mean, citizens participation point of view, right? Campaign for good governance is also part of budget advocacy network. We get for ensure say the budgets we dissect them on that front. So the accountability come because you don't sign up say yes I am signing up. The citizens a critical mass. If I want to say 3 million, it means that we're actually targeting the voting population. The 3 million citizens don't say that this you want, you commit to them, then you can begin doing untoward. Then we know that we can hold you accountable. That is the role of every responsible citizen. Then what you really talk earlier on Khadija, where they go begin label say, oh then they raise this talk because at this party come out, at least history go show say, guys, even before the president elected, oh no, if he knows party they come out, would I be? We don't put them at table to say that this we want.
There is this,
so don't tell us about oh now yeah it belong. Now this make it a talk. So meanwhile you are not delivering anything.
there's this conversation about regime change agenda. If even new voices then they emerge, new movements and coalition and they emerge, the same politician then go begin label una say, oh, this thing they can't push a regime change.
Do they don't? I mean, they not get other thing them for talk. I think say them for don't go past that one day now if other dictum. We don't say I have been in this space. This is my 24th year doing this. This is my life, right? In 2003, because I was a student activist, I can tell people and say I have a stake in this democracy. As vice president for Fobe College Student Union, that morning I mobilized students to march to Fode Sako's house. Yes. And some of we compatriots died that morning. May their soul rest in peace. We get taken on this democracy, right? When I start for working a campaign for good governance, the entire state did not collapse. It was in shambles. Institutions had not been the work. CGG was literally moving from one meeting to the other, right? President Kaba of blessed memory, we have to talk about these things. President Kaba of blessed memory, we are youth, very active. If it goes to one of the post-conflict reconstruction meeting, because now that did not be happy. If he not see they ask, he said, well then picking them. Because that's how they call us, because we were young, we were vibrant and energetic. He said, well then picking them and CGG, they not come, I don't tell him, I say, anytime he was a very soft-spoken man. Anytime we will get meeting, when I make them picking account, I go call them. Because what they do, when they understand, then they go explain to them, company them. And then we go then out office and tell them, see dispatch come, the party call Luna. It wants us to sit in those meetings and listen. When they go all sign at this country, civil military relationship, the citizens not been trust the military again. They don't want even see security forces. right? We bring them together, build this society from scratch.
So what didn't change?
This is what it is.
What didn't change, Marcella,
Yes,
over the years? Because even the culture of dialogue, sitting around the table, holding conversation, you know, they again.
Kadisha, we had an incomplete reconciliation and healing process. A number of Sierra Leoneans, we forget that there was a diaspora movement because of the conflicts. That was a forced movement, not to say people them were left Salono because of the war they had to leave. Whilst we've been designing processes there, we they put system them in place. We forget that there was a whole lot of Sierra Leoneans them when they come really out of the country. We didn't design program for them. And then people in our power. I was listening to one of them a couple of days. He has no clue. No clue. So people were talking about how to make the constitutional review process citizens owned. If you see the way the person is talk, so they were at the diaspora, they have no clue how we built this democracy, how we built it in a foundation of dialogue, right? Then the people will say, let's judge, let war. Those were some of the slogans. Takabaki say, una left the let them sing, una left the youth say let them sing. Once they not go take arms. People believed in dialogue. But even that's where we just celebrate Remembrance Day on the 18th of January. That was the bottom line. We say never again. The never again slogan was that we would not use war to settle our political differences. We will not use arms. But we go amplify our voices them. We go talk about that. Because people don't want to be accountable. Right? Because they want to do things that are untoward. Things that way not in line with democratic standards and practices, then silent dissent, then silent voices, so that people not go ask questions.
Is it deliberate?
It is. It is deliberate, right? And now the unfortunate thing, then they use the security apparatus, right, as an agency, for propel that kind of action. It is wrong. It is wrong. It is wrong.
This same security apparatus supposed to be independent and protect the citizens, their lives and their property them. But at the same security apparatus they always see them they use, the citizens themselves feel like say they on the rampage for arrest them whenever they want for speak up, demand waiting due them, or even bring questions of accountability.
So one of the things we could always tell ordinary citizens, right? Nothing not preclude you for make your voices known. Just do one within the ambit of the law. I know we are living in a very, very difficult moment right now. Citizens want to express themselves. People, they want for go protest. But if they don't allow you for protest, that doesn't mean you should not speak up. You can still speak up. Una get una tax in a conducive environment. There are different ways to do it. And you must still speak up.
But police, they arrest there.
We will not gather inside this house. We gather inside this facility, inside this hall. We make our voices there known.
Police go say you not get pass. Police go say you not take clearance.
For whole meeting.
There are instances.
No, we do hold meetings. We do hold meetings as campaign for good
governance. The last then the Lapa movement being get similar call. The Lapa movement, where Zainab Sharif the head. The last time they invite media house them, say they get a meeting. Police scatter them because
that's an overreach. That's an overreach. Some of the things the way the police they do, we get for they call them out. That's an overreach. They can't. Because one of the things I remember a long time ago, where we apply for protest. It was around some women's issues. Then the IGP of police then, he said to me, Marcella will not allow you. He said, you know why? We know say una cause genuine, but we'll have other people where not an excuse standing. Other people who cause damage and fundamentally disrupt people in business will not allow you. Now there is, instead of policing the demonstration or the protest, the public events, they will say they allow you. Now, if they don't allow you, then they don't preclude you for go gather until such a time where people then go understand why it is valuable for less citizens to express themselves. You know, they curtail fundamental liberty. You know why? Because it dey inside person. I want for talk, not silence me. Right? And so moving forward, citizens then get for understand waiting accountability. And the one that way they come for can take power get for understand the scrambling where they happen real. It really real. We get forget more and more challenges if we not change the order of things. We have to change it, and we get for ensure say when politicians take power, it go na leadership position in focus to be internal and make this place conducive or go live a better life.
Speaking truth now don't become a crime. Police, they invite you. Always you go here, the inspector general or the state versus.
That's an overreach.
Versus
That's an overreach.
Marcella.
And it get for stop. It get for stop. The police get their limits. Waiting, me I not go advocate for anybody where they broke any law within the state. I know go I did always draw a line between advocacy and attack. I did draw a line between advocacy, and indecent behavior. You can't begin cause person. I speak to the issues. Right? And police not going for arrest person, they speak to the issues. And we want more voices to speak up. We want very many more voices to speak up.
You ready for go pull them as CID?
Huh?
You ready for go pull them as
So when they
CID?
speak up,
Yeah.
as long as they not broke law, go pull them.
All right. So they come back to you, Marcella. Quickly, they come to you, Charlie. Would they look at the procedure them we normally happen around cases the way it attracts public interest. We are not discussing an individual case now. There is this picture we go viral yesterday of the APC NSG where ACN up can down the truck a day in handcuffs. Someone they say why then they treat her like a criminal.
Interesting. The law not expect person in position, and so it's supposed to be. However, case then the way we can refer to as political or political motivated. That case they, in fact, now from a political gathering, now the whole thing come out. So to divorce it from what you go call political motivated or a case we get politics around them, it's difficult. It's difficult. And even in the West, in normal, where case they go on a court, for let people in at the sidewalk and they show support or things, it's also normal. We don't have to be the face impeachment proceedings and stuff, everything. You get people the way they against like anyone who they for them. These are not strange things. For see people they show say, oh well, we deal with you. That man then a political party secretary general. So then people then they can go and show solidarity and support. Waiting me, they look at now this issue of ordinarily, it's not wrong for charge person to court. I always say this. Hey, police now they walk randy. Not to all who that they don't charge go court and find guilty. So to make the allegation is one thing. To prove it is another. But while this person is going through trial, grant them in liberties. That is for me. One day, somebody might say, like, why can't talk in a studio here? They say, I don't talk something I'm not supposed to talk. Fine, it's an allegation. But what I not go like, for let you seize me bail. As if you want for use them for punish me. if like what I can't talk here so today, person feel say I don't talk to him, way wrong. Let them invite me no. But why you want seize me? Belusa they won't go.
Actually, it matters.
So for me, I can't. This is not a serious issue. We might be talking about somebody else. You see what in Dr. Ali Kaba na doctor or na?
Yeah.
Na doctor. You see what in Dr. Ali Kaba post about this matter? He cites in your example, say me. Then we don't put me na, then deny me bail. But nevertheless, I think say this man never get bail. This issue of bail, nothing only for talk about as a country. Not about how for elect president, or for be electoral commissioner. We need for talk about basic things. How we go invite person for go attend to police? Okay? How we go? We don't see situation where police go for arrest people and shoot them. We don't even see situation where they shoot people and from the back. These are some of the issues for the talk about.
And the issues actually,
Yes.
they make people say, for example, the police no independence and they allow.
And also make people afraid for talk.
Yeah, because now that's how they want
Or be critical.
That's not the provisions them.
You can
Where
make an
they-
allegation
na the law.
against me. Make
For
a
in as much as you get a right for arrest person,
Yes.
but also with the arrest them,
Yes.
you go for take into consideration say issues we get for with public interest.
Good.
How for managing
You remember
that
one
they not
lady
say
in a
political
Cambia.
interference
Yes.
will go into the person human
Yes.
rights as well, and also freedom of expression and speech.
Of course.
Let that person the matter. Not make other person afraid for come out and talk. Say, oh, then go do me the same thing.
Fine. So like that
How-
lady in a
how did we
Cambia.
not come
We
out of
remember some years ago, the lady was pregnant. They put her in a detention. And she died. You remember that case? Yeah. This thing about locking people up. You see sometimes civil case they go police station where somebody say this person can't trust to me. Then he promise say he go pay me, not give me. Police take you, they lock you. In a case where seem for be civil in nature. So, don't deal with this issue of bail in our country. Bail not a weapon. If you know this person based on his status and all, he can come to court or go police station at any time. What's it make you a Hollandia for? Why? So no, it can be me tomorrow. Like what kaya, so somebody go say I don't talk till we're not supposed to talk. You can investigate me as long as you want. But why you want to keep me in custody? Just so that I feel. Do you know politicians they use police detention or prison for break people? Break you down when they put you in a cell. For break you down. So your family begin to tell you now say, hey, you know most people they tell me say take it easy, oh. You like media, oh. Take it easy. Look, some of us see that thing that when Marcella they talk about so. Some of you don't see all thing. I was in Kenema where rebels, where NPRC take over government, rebels and they get advance. I almost joined Tom Numa in Ranger Boys. We don't see a lot. So if somebody feels say because of how you talk and your disposition, you're not possibly afraid, then miss her. This country they talk to better. Yeah. We me new slogan now, yeah, we they fix ya.
Sure.
This country they fix her more. Then people that within a civil society space where they fall face and they wait for the opportunity for jump inside politics. We go along.
Australians ready for this fix.
They are. Let tell you. You see, people need leadership. You see, like when Marcella they talk about the 1996 era coming to 97 and all of that. Now, leadership.
So present in a leadership lacking as
When
a
we
nation.
get the right leadership,
Mm.
you will see things will change. That police way custody or prison where people they feel say people they afraid so. Time go come, people go understand say people not afraid police detention. And when we reach that stage, they not go fine. That era where people they say no, we want election, we no want peace. Guns were out there.
Yeah.
There were guns out there.
Are we seeing the signs?
No, I'm just, you know, we they talk frank. We they talk frank. There were guns out there. People came out. There were guns. And that is not what we want. We want let politics in sweetness come out. So when you can a government, now serve you they can serve. But this fet with them they pan. I mean, if you can come up with a bill for say where president they travel, always together for travel with enough for account, that shows how desperate you are. It's desperate. It's desperation. You want to steal having the law backing you. A country like this where we are the most hungry and the angriest people on earth. So where then they play this politics, so let them just say some of we serious, we they think straight. We not care about who that in a power. What we want, and for let we country, when you travel out of this country, you go, you come back. You they sick. You they sick. So for me, we're going to speak truth. Me not to that kind of person with a talk about person personality. I talk about issues. So let's discuss issues. I don't want to know who. I want to know what. But them voice, they will feel say, we go hide. They not go speak. A lie. Then we go talk until the change will come.
Alright, let's take the cue from Charlie. Marcella, what you dey sense na a tired society where the people and just don't say, let we left us today.
I mean, what we need is actually for revitalize hope. There's a feeling of hopelessness, right? I remember recently a couple of people, civil society was not like this.
So why not change?
Possibly, I like research, so I go back to all the documents to learn from them. Because you see, politics is contextual. It's contextual. It's like this thing worked. Waiting to be the circumstance will make it work, and then you look at them and learn from them. And so all the document of civil society was saying that Sierra Leone has a rich civil society tradition. All the documents they did. What happened? This was the most vibrant space. Politicians them change codes. Then come inside civil society. They say they're not civil society. Right? Me not to miss you. Evidence day. He say I had a party card. Since I was in civil society. No, that is not our tradition. That's what we call our ethics. Not to be your efforts that one day in a civil society. Right? Civil society is about look we own space. It's a space outside government and the markets. Because what to do, government and multinationals then they get excesses. We can limit citizens' participation and we can make services where citizens they can get the amass where citizens they not go get them. Somebody need for the an entity need for the way they call out, say, then thing how they go on. Now that's the very essence of civil society. So when you begin come, right? Then they call you civil society, then you're an active politician. No, that conceptual disarray. You don't mix up everything. And so it make we space now vulnerable to attacks. They make people understand, say, those who are actually calling out the excesses of government, now because then they are that political party. I have been calling the excesses of government for 24 years. And I have seen active actively participated and see 3 successive change of government. And this has always been my position. So for can't begin bring situation, the entities ahead, Campaign for Good Governance and National Elections Watch, this is what we have been doing since the inception of this institution. I just mentioned to you, say, CGG, whilst guns were firing, they said, no, we don't want peace. You know what's in that? I mean, I can try for think. You know what that means? In the midst of gun, person say, we don't want peace, give us elections. That was the most terrible election, marked by hacking of limbs and hands. But then say, we cannot allow any more people for the tonton we like this, tonton we like this. We didn't go before, we just they can't be in. This is the state we are in. I liken that situation there to what happened 1996. Citizens, like what Bible say, come let us reason together. Sierra Leoneans just need for put all the after bien and let we just think. Betty we depend so not to country, no sign at the world. As a Sidoya, I am widely traveled. No sign at the world, no depend this kind of system again. If politicians say no, they shame, some of who they shame. This is not the country we want. Let's build the Sierra Leone we want. The thing that we matter now, we don't put as principle. Let's start from the basic. Leadership, now they steer the ship. Now the direction. If the leader come 2028 with the right direction, it bring we all on board. Say now this we want, right? It go make sure say, it make a plan for them. It make sure say, the opportunities there will they call for reach the last mile. It go make sure say, budgets they allocate for them. And even when people they want for help and support them, it go say now this now the felt needs of citizens.
Alright, so as to the wrap up now, how the citizens then go sign up to the petition?
So we get one-on-one engagement. CGG staff they all they carry sheets of paper then go around. Then they make sure say people then sign up. We get large gatherings, they will go hold and sign up. Whilst people then they do political campaigns, we self go dinner them political campaigns, then they with we own campaign. Ensure say not to just for dance no more and drum, but also ask the right question during the campaigns then they. So the strategy is there to reach out to Sierra Leoneans, and also we'll use the media, both traditional and new media, extensively for reach out to Sierra Leoneans. Join the campaign. It's very, very simple. We are not asking for much. We say we want clean water, right? I born at this country. I go to our school. It's a public school. And it puts me another pump and drink water. Very satisfied. You know what they cause book of the me not a doctor, but then say if you not feed the kidney with water, you need to leave. If you do a survey, you see say for even let picking drink 1 sachet of water for day, no problem. So a lot of the things them, right? What would they suffer from now offshoots because the basic is lacking. We say 1 village, 1 primary. Is that too much? 1 village, 1 primary school, 1 district, 1 sober hospital.
All right, Marcella, many thanks for joining me this morning. We will continue for bring you come for see how far we are going to achieve this on a campaign and self talk about other emerging issues, because it's like the elections not tomorrow, the way things they go right now.
The comment section said they ask them about issues of that. But like I said,
Just allow people that say I'm back on the stage. You know, we wanted young people to take the space, but until they can come, we'll still be talking. We'll not be tired.
All right. Well, now be the ask for Marcella another assurance for ma'am. It be just one for create space for see if young people go come, but it's like they not able to see the young people then they eat. So you don't hang in boots back. Well, many thanks, Charlie. A lot of compliments come and say today they in law school they lecture with criminal procedure.
Well done.
As if they lecture criminal procedure. Well, these are some of the things why Liberty TV emerge for bring voices where the people then go on for listen to. And as a public interest media, una always watch out for them kind of conversation. There are sometimes in good that we just take away the politician and bring people that we go speak to power. Now they end this edition of the Breakfast Show. Many thanks to the entire production team headed by Valentine. We make sure say this edition of the Breakfast Show meet so now continue for watch Liberty TV throughout the day as we get very interesting content that will bring come for now. Mina Khadija Bangura, they say have a good day.
Alright, till we meet again, Mabel Kabade say continue for watching Liberty TV as they bring on updates throughout the day. Until then, have a good day and goodbye.